Well, we're international this week. We're across gigantic bodies of water because Jax is in London. Hello, Jax.
Hello, greetings from the UK. Hello, how are you?
Well, we're good. This is kind of cool because, this is going to happen from time to time, because everybody's got lives and they got things they got to do and they got vacations they got to go on. So Jax, first announcement we got to make here is Left on Red will be back next week. I know people have been asking for this, just so you know it's coming back. Now, the second thing I've been trying to tell people is you got to subscribe, you got to like and share this with all your friends because the more Apple podcast ratings we get, the more, you could follow us on Spotify, the more YouTube subscription clicks and likes you give us, the better it is for the show. And if you like the show, we don't make the rules. We merely exist in a tech oligarchy. So we have to just play within the tech oligarchy rules. It is sad.
That sounds scary. Very scary.
And 3, Jax, in your life, have you ever had a breakup go as badly as Trump and Elon Musk?
So listen, I'm quite disconnected right now, but my God, am I watching that hot mess?
The news reached you, huh?
God. Oh my, it is so messy. It is like the triple tantrums. I'm watching. Oh yeah.
It's funny watching 2 adult babies go at it. And it's funny, Elon's the guy, this is what's so great. Elon is the guy that straight faced has said to cameras multiple times as a billionaire, today's people just don't want to work. And he and the president of the United States have spent the entire weekend until recently when they started deleting some tweets, tweeting at each other about how much they're mad at each other. And I'm like, buddy, you guys don't work either, eh? That's just how it is.
The only way I'm making sense of all of this is that they were romantically involved, and that's the way I'm going to keep it. That's I think that someone's heart was broken. They took it to the next level. They could not be, nom-a-nog. They could not be friends with bennies. They couldn't do it. And now things have gone awry because the level of volatility that's going on here, it's deep. So I feel like there was it's a hookup gone wrong. What that is.
Have you ever made it with somebody and then got self-tanner on your face?
I have not. What? Now I think about it, I haven't.
It's kind of a pain to get off. I'm not going to lie to
you. Yeah, I don't recall. But I think that would be the worst sex tape I could ever imagine.
Absolutely. All right. So listen. Okay. I think the first thing probably after all these announcements is Jax. What are you doing in London? What are you doing there? What are you experiencing? Why are you there?
Okay, so I'm in London. What I'm experiencing is rain. The day that I got here, it's like I brought Toronto's rain. It has been raining for 6 days, and apparently it was beautiful here before I got here. And tomorrow morning I fly to Dublin, and it gets nice the second that I leave.
Oh, nice.
But no, I'm here. Yeah. So I'm going to Ireland. It's going to be even colder and rainier. No, I'm here. I'm here for a number of reasons. I just wanted to have kind of a little summer trip. I also went and saw a tremendous concert yesterday that I'll tell you more about in a bit. Also, my friend just had a brand new baby. I have a couple of friends over here. It's just a reason to go to. I have no shortage of reasons to go to London. London's fabulous. So yeah, it's been a blast.
Now,
it's been a blast.
I just sent you a TikTok because I want you to watch this, and we're featuring this on the show.
Okay, so
because I want to ask you about travel
with our new tech setup, Adam. I just have to go get my phone.
Oh, okay.
Hang
you
on
go
one
get
second
it.
Here. We're working out the kinks here. 1 second.
I hate it here. Okay, if you've traveled to Paris, you probably know exactly what that girl is talking about. I've been to Paris a couple times, and it is one of my least favorite places to go. The only reason I go there is because it has really cheap flights from America. And I don't mean any offense to any French people living there or anybody who loves Paris. I'm just telling you what I saw when I was there. First of all, it's super dirty. There's trash everywhere. Second of all, it's kind of dangerous. There's sketch people everywhere also. And there's a lot of pickpockets and I have a lot of people that have gotten robbed in Paris. In broad daylight. Number 3, the people are just mean, and I know stereotype that French people really don't like Americans, but there it's extra hard. Workers are always on strike, so trains don't go on the right schedules. It's hard to get around. Trash piles up. Comment if you want more of my list.
He seems like a Debbie Downer. Let me tell you what.
So it's so interesting watching that because that popped up on my For You page this morning and I thought, man, that's so perfect with Jax traveling to London. I wanted to talk a little bit about places like you loved and then places that you thought you might love and spent a pile of money to go to and then didn't. And Paris seems to be for some people, like I've had members of my family say, oh, I hated Paris. And I liked it. I had a lot of fun in Paris, but people complain about like what's going on around the Eiffel Tower, whatever. I was there probably 8 years ago. So maybe things have changed. You've been to Paris?
I've never been. I'm lucky to be out in Dartmouth. Like, let's be honest here.
So you've never been? Okay. All right.
No, I've never been to Paris. I'd love to, but I haven't.
What place have you traveled that you were hoping you would like, and then you came away and you went, you know what? I don't think I'm ever going back there.
Maybe Berlin, but I think like literally the only reason is because it was the winter. And I mean, it was a hard city. I feel like
I hear Berlin can be, I hear Berlin can be very like, it's got still got that gray concrete communist feel. Is that right?
Like,
but it's also like
rich
cultural though, right?
Yeah, it's incredibly cool. And I had some friends. I went, I don't know, like 8 years ago, something, but I thought it was going to be incredible and bopping and wild. I went in the winter. So I imagine that it is the summer. Maybe I'm just like doe-eyed, but I'm just happy to like be anywhere.
Right.
So right. I'll make the most out of it. Like Adam, it has everyone in London right now is depressed. Like it is a bummer weather right now. And I'm walking around like, ooh, can you feel the city? Can you feel the rhythm? Like I'm happy to be here because I feel like, yeah, it's nice.
It's my favorite place on earth. I love London. It's the best. And so Steph, do you have one? I want to ask you this because
yeah, I do have one.
Okay, give it to us.
I love Spain, like love Spain, but I went to Ibiza and I don't think I'll go back there.
Really? Okay. So I've heard it's past its peak in terms of, because I was never the guy that was like staying out late and raving. Like I think in Jax's peak years, that would have been perfect for her. But I've heard that it's a lot of lineups and it used to be super cheap, but now it's like really expensive.
Yeah, maybe
I hear it's so expensive.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem is that I went about maybe like 8 years ago also.
Mm-hmm.
And it was it's really expensive. I'm also not like the stay up late raver type. So maybe that's also an issue. But it was just like so expensive, filled with like Jersey Shore type Brits.
It does draw like an inordinate amount of douchebags.
Yeah. Like very douchey types of people. And like, we would just like, okay, 10 p.m., go to sleep and wake up at 2 a.m. because we have to go to this party. And I'm like, I'm not waking up.
Right. That's very Spain too.
Some of the sets start at 7 a.m. And even in Miami, it's wild. It's like, why? I'm so tired.
It's not for me.
Well, isn't that the Spanish thing though? Is like a lot of them, it's like because of siesta, like a lot of the time, like people will, like they'll work in the morning and then they'll eat and then the restaurants will all close down.
Yeah.
And then everybody goes and has a nap, which I love, by the way. I was meant to be Spanish, dude. Like that is I could take a nap every afternoon. But then I guess people, they go back to work, but it's a lot more social.
Yeah.
And there's like, I was watching a TikTok once where a guy was like, literally, I saw kids getting off a bus at like 11 p.m. for dinner.
Oh, wow.
Because they eat late,
they
right?
They do, yeah.
And I don't know, Jax.
It's a better world.
It is.
It's a better world.
It is. I get the feeling sometimes I go over to Europe and I'm like, man, they're having way more fun over here. I know I'm on vacation, but like this still feels like more fun. A couple places that I know, I polled some of my friends, so I wanted to see if you guys have been in these places. So I've heard a lot of complaints about Santorini, where it's absolutely stunning, but what you see on Instagram is not what it is. Cause it's like, you see the one Instagram influencer and it's all the rooftops and it's beautiful cascading hills with all the white buildings and that sort of thing. But then it's the lineups and the fact that it's like hours and hours and hours to get up to the top. Have you guys been? Have you been?
No, I've never been.
Jax, have you heard of it like that?
I've wanted to go and I've heard that it's just a lot of standing and waiting, and I don't want to do that. I've heard people like that say it's absolutely breathtaking, but because what was
everybody
it?
wants to be there.
Traveling Pants. Yeah, like I want to go. I'd love to go, but I don't want to stay on my legs already ache. I don't want to do that.
Can I give you one that's mine? I feel unfair for saying this, but I went to Cleveland once to see a baseball game. And I feel like this is very unfair to the city of Cleveland. But I think it was like 2013, 2014 or something like that. And it was still in recovery after the crash a little bit. And I hear it's better now, but there was like one street where there was restaurants and that was it. And I remember being sort of surprised. Now the baseball stadium was beautiful. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was really cool. I didn't go in the fall, so I couldn't see a football game, which I know, Jax, you're right into. But
Go Steelers.
Cleveland, I was like, I don't know if I'll do this again. And I asked my wife, Natalie, and she said, okay, everybody's going to hate her for this. Everybody's going to hate her.
Don't do it.
She said Machu Picchu.
Really?
And so she said, it's not Machu Picchu that's the problem. She said the problem for me.
What?
The problem for me, she said, is the hike to get to Machu Picchu.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is like a day. And it's uphill and you're going to the bathroom on the side of the trail and they give you these leaves to chew on that give you more energy. And no, I'm not even kidding. They do.
All right.
And she's got a bat. She blew out her knee. So she's like, it's just not, that is not for me. She's like, if you ever want to go, cause I've never been, she's like, we're taking the train up because there's a train. So,
okay. Can I ask something very like potentially dumb?
Yeah.
Is Machu Picchu, once you get to do you have to hike again? Or is it just a sightseeing thing once you get up there?
It's a sightseeing thing. And then you got to go back. So if you hiked up, you got to walk back too. And you're camping.
Oh God, that is a lot. I bet it's breathtaking, but my God, that's a lot of work.
So yeah. There were people, they had no cell reception until they got to the top of Machu Picchu and then they got it. And there were people making phone calls on the top of Machu Picchu, which I think is hilarious too.
Like Uber Mountain.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like, come get me. Get me out of here.
Now, Jack, since you're in one of the coolest cities in the world, what's the one thing about London that you want to import to where we live in Toronto?
Oh my God, that's hard. Culture. No.
It could be anything. I'll give you mine because I put you on the spot.
Okay.
I want to be able to have a pint out on the street like they do in London. You go in, grab a pint,
yes.
You can walk outside of the bar, drink with your friends, and then you go back in and fill it up. We can't do that here. It's so annoying. It's like, we don't have a table for you. In London, it's like, what are tables? You stand up and you drink beer. And I want that. Literally,
yeah. I was talking about you multiple times. I mean, I often am talking about you, but I was telling people because it's such a, I mean, I'm sober, but it's such like a drinking culture here. There's so many non-alcoholic options, but it's pub culture. It's like, like patio culture. And that's how people like connect and it's community. And I'm sure it gets out of control, et cetera. But like we talked, I remember years ago about this when we were getting, the ability to drink sometimes in parks during the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, remember you were like, if we are like Europe, like if we were treated like Europe, like excuse my language, fucking adults, we could be out. And that's how everybody acts here is like, they're just like out having a beer on the street or in a park and they're enjoying themselves. And like, there's tables of people just hanging and chatting and laughing and smoking and dancing. It's like the wizards, the beer wizards are everywhere. It's incredible.
I went to a pub in North London when I was there for work once, and it's so cool because you're in a place where so much good music is like a local band.
Oh, it's wild.
And I remember I was at a bar and they played, Kylie Minogue, who's from Australia. And then they went into oh God, what are they called? They're the band. They're like very cool band. I bet you'd look good on the dance floor. I can't think of their name. Come on, Jax. You would have loved these guys.
The Arctic Monkeys?
The Arctic Monkeys, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
So then they played the Arctic Monkeys and then they went into the Rolling Stones. And I was like, and there were people who were like in their 70s in this pub that were, with people who were like in their 20s, and it was totally cool. Everybody's dancing. I'm like, man, that is like, there are so many places here where I'm like, man, I'm just too damn old to be at that spot. And like that just didn't exist in this place. And I love that about London.
It's absolutely wild. I was texting with Steph today, and I don't know if there'll be a chance to tell you this later, so I'm going to tell you it right now because we're talking about music. But last night, I went to this. It's called Lido Fest, and there was a bunch of bands playing. And because London's so small, like a lot of musicians, like they would just hop on stage and do like, guest appearances, etc. But I saw on TikTok today that guess who was in the crowd? And I imagine probably not that far from me.
Who?
Harry Styles.
No, are you serious?
Yeah. He was at the fest last night. Yeah.
How far away?
So my friend Will and I, we upgraded and went VIP just because it was raining all day. Yeah. We just wanted to be more comfortable. I was like, he could have been in VIP because it looked like the pictures that I saw that he was in like by a gate. So like watching it, but I imagine that he was in some sort of contained area because you can't just be, but also like, I feel like he's often just bopping around like quite a bit. I feel like you don't get bothered that much here. Well, so he could have just been watching the show.
I kind of wondered that. Like, is there the same hysteria for him in a place like London where everybody's famous, right? Like you go to LA, there are paparazzi that follow you around. London paparazzi, like famous for following people around. But like, I wonder if, I don't know if he could go get groceries, but is that a city where he'd get left alone? I if he's at a music festival or something like that. A lot of celebrities in Toronto get left alone just because that's just the way it is. So I don't know. I'm curious.
I would be curious. I think he just like bops around and goes like on his like Lime bike. Like apparently he's around a lot. But with that being said, there are not one, not two, not three, but 6 back-to-back Beyonce shows this week. Whoa. So there's a lot of fans of just pop music in town. So he may just be trying to keep a low profile, right? And she's doing the Cowboy Carter tour right now. Adam, I've never seen more cowboy hats in any city. London is full of cowboy hats.
Love it.
It's bizarre right now. It's bizarre. Yeah.
That's great. Okay. So Jax, because you're in one of the most like well-dressed cities in the world, that's the one thing you'll notice about London is that people do dress up well. That fashion is important. And you notice that in a lot of European cities. They're not into the relaxed casual the way we are. But I wanted to run this TikTok by you because it's a woman who is viral. This video is like a couple months old, but it's actually gaining some steam. And her name is Tara Langdale. And Tara wants to tell you with a glass of rosé with some ice in it, just what is chic and what is not chic. And mostly it turns into what's not chic. Now we're going to go back and forth with this video. Okay, Jax, you ready?
Yep.
So the first thing that Tara finds un-chic are, you're going to love this, tattoos.
The little baby ones, you guys, when you get old, they're not gonna look cute. I'm so sorry. Technically speaking, this is just my opinion, but also I think it's proven fact that tattoos are in fact very much un-chic.
So Jax, what do you think about Tara's take on your un-chic tattoos? Because you have tattoos and I do not. Chic score is 1-0 Adam.
I think she's mean. I don't like her vibe. I think she's mean. I also have to say that one of the first comments I saw on this was, "Babe, you have a dead animal on your wall." like, let's talk about chic.
She does. She's got antlers on the wall. She does.
She wrote evidence of living with a man. It's like, that's not an answer. That's not an answer. No, you know what? I'm not going to judge anybody's tattoos. I didn't think mine were chic and I'm working on a cover up. So maybe she's right on that, but she's mean. I don't like her delivery.
All right. Well, she's a little dry. She's the, the thing that gets me about some of these TikTok videos is like when there's like a particular type of person, man or woman, and they sit down and they've got, okay, I'm visibly showing you that I'm drinking. So my inhibitions are down. And I'm like, this video is going to be sassy, but it's not going to be the sassy that like makes you laugh. Like the housewives sassy, it's going to be the type of sassy that makes you kind of groan. That's why I brought this up. So number 2, and then we'll play it, visible logos of any kind. Here we go.
Visible logos of any kind. I know that one's hard to hear as well, but just keep in mind that money talks and wealth whispers. And I don't know any wealthy people that are wearing Gucci across their chest.
Okay, Jax, I just want to throw this out there. I am wearing an H&M t-shirt that cost me $9. It has no logos on it. So does that make me chic?
Yeah. I mean, I think that makes you smart. But I also I think maybe she has a point there. Like if I see something with the huge logos, but again, I'm not going to judge. Also, drinking on the internet isn't chic either. She's sassy, man. I don't know what Like, get out of
Jax,
here.
money talks, but wealth whispers, okay?
Where are her friends to tell her this isn't a good idea? Like
The next
she's
one.
drinking alone at home. Oh,
This is the point. She's drinking alone at home where her friends, not with her restraining her. Now, number 3, I'd never heard of it. So first one, Lululemon, which I live in. And then the second part of number 3 are these things called Golden Goose shoes, which she's going to talk about. And I'll explain what those are after.
3 things that will forever give me the ick and I will never find chic are anything Lululemon, Golden Goose shoes. Even worse than the Goose shoes is the Golden Goose dupes. Can't stand. And a Neverfull. And especially when you combine those 3 together, which kind of seems to be like what I call the stay-at-home mom starter kit. Not chic.
So just for anybody that doesn't know, like Lululemon is Lululemon. Everybody knows that.
yeah.
Golden Goose shoes. I looked them up. And this is how you can tell this woman is in a different wealth strata than we are. They are shoes that kind of look like Converse All-Stars, right? But like leather with a star on them. And they're intentionally worn in. So they've got scuff marks on them. And the retail price is $800 American.
Like, honey, go for a walk.
And she thinks those
just
are
go scuff them yourself.
I know, but she
Like,
thinks the $800 shoes aren't good enough.
She's on a mission and it is lawless. It is lawless. No rhyme or reason with this, honey. Nope.
This is prime hater. Okay, number 4, baggy denim with stretch. That's the key.
Next up, we have baggy denim with stretch. If the denim is meant to be baggy, then it doesn't need to have stretch. It defeats the purpose and it just looks bunchy and ill-fitting and cheap. And cheap does not equate to chic.
So she says it can only be one. If your jeans are baggy, they shouldn't be stretchy. If they're tight, they can be stretchy. What say you, Jacqueline?
I just think people should wear what feels comfortable. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared to disagree with her because she seems like she punched me in the face.
Chic, Jax. Chic.
I don't know anymore. She's a mean girl.
You think?
But I'm scared to say that. She's
going to make a TikTok about you with a glass of wine. You know what I know about Jax.
Let me tell you, Tara. Okay, this is Tara. I'll come for you.
Okay, number 5. Hunting camo worn as fashion. She says it's un-chic.
Hunting camo worn as fashion. The only camo I find acceptable to wear as a fashion item is going to be military camo. And even then, it's borderline. I will say that I do, in fact, own quite a few pairs of camouflage cargo pants. I wear them specifically for hunting or because maybe we have like a camo night at the kids' school. We do live in the South. Sometimes I'm compliant, but I would not consider it to be chic by any means.
She has, again, a dead animal on her wall. I think it doesn't matter what camo you're wearing. That's un-chic. That is un-chic right there. Come on, girlfriend.
I think there's something like if okay, I don't want a dead animal head on my wall, but I can see in certain instances, like if you own the Yellowstone Ranch, right?
Yeah.
And that moose head's been there for 100 years. That to me, okay, you could sell me on a little Montana chic. You know what I'm saying? You could sell me on that.
But does Tara and her liquor glass live in Yellowstone?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
She seems to live in an urban farmhouse, but maybe not that.
I don't know. Somebody has rubbed her the wrong way, and we all have hell to pay. Okay, we all have hell to pay now.
Number 6, and this one might be the worst one because I think this one's unfair. Okay, visible panty lines, so un-chic. Let's play the audio.
Lastly for today, VPL. Visible panty line. If I can see your underwear through your pants, either A, you're wearing the wrong underwear, or B, your pants are way too tight. Go up a size, buy a thong, figure it out. I should never be able to see your panties through your pants.
Okay, so the quote is, Jax, if I could see your underwear, you're either wearing the wrong underwear or your pants are too tight. And she's like, go get a thong or whatever. What do you think about this one?
I'm going to start wearing panties just to make her angry. I'm going to start. And I
was feeling insecure for a moment about my boxer briefs.
I was going to say, I wear boxers, but like just back off. Who hurt her? heard her. No, she's bad vibes. I think that I feel like these are all things that she got judged for. Now she's like, these are not chic. And now she's turning it around. It's projection.
Right. Now, Steph, question for you. Do any of these stick out to you as she has a good point here?
Like maybe some.
Okay. So going back through them.
Which ones?
Going back through the list. Tattoos, not chic. Visible logos of any type, not chic. Lululemons and Golden Goose shoes. Oh my God. Baggy denim and with stretch. Hunted camo worn as fashion and visible panty lines.
Like tattoos, no. I mean, not everyone has like the best tattoos, but also like who cares? I don't think it's chic or un-chic. It's just like
I think tattoos can look really cool.
Yeah, I think it's just like personal preference. I don't think that's chic or un-chic.
Right.
Wealth whispers. I don't hate that line.
Yeah.
Money talks, wealth whispers.
Because like, I guess that could be true, but also like, who cares?
Right.
What other people are doing with their money.
Right. Okay.
You know? Then like.
How do we feel about hunting camo worn as fashion? Would you guys... That's not chic. I mean, that's not a Toronto thing. We're all from Toronto.
Yeah. I mean,
we don't see that a lot. I saw a lot in Alberta.
Once upon a time, I had camo outfits.
Did you really?
Yeah. It was
like army camo or hunting camo?
Camo was in. Yeah. Camo was in.
Army camo.
Army camo.
Yeah. And in like 2009, maybe I want to say it was around.
Yeah. I had army camo pants in high school.
Hunting camo has I've seen it in and out, but I feel like neither myself nor Tara and her glass are fashionable enough to judge what people are like choosing as fashion. I feel like that's up to actually like fashionable people.
Well, she's saying that she is. She's telling you that she's fashionable.
All I can see is her scowl and her glass. And so I can't really judge her on her clothing. But I get the feeling that she's not like high fashion, like New York or, et cetera. So I don't think maybe she's not the best to judge. But again, I'm scared of her, so I'll agree.
Now, if you're chic, here's my question, and we'll wrap the segment here. If you're chic, do you talk about being chic? Because the thing about it, I think, is that if you're chic, other people call you chic. You don't call yourself chic. Is that right? Do you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. And I think also being nice is chic. But I think that I think the quieter you are, even if you're judgmental, but the quieter you are, the more chic you are. Because chic, something talks, but chic whispers. There you go. There you go. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
By the way, I could never be chic.
Whispers.
If quiet is chic, then I could never, chic's not for me. All right.
She's not chic.
Okay. So I want to get a temperature check on the room. Do we believe in actual magic here?
Yes.
You do? You both do? Okay.
Yes.
All right. This is good because I'm highly, highly skeptical, as you might imagine. But
you're
I wanted to
you're a magic hater.
Yeah, I'm not a hater. Listen, if you're into that stuff, I'm into like nerdy Star Wars stuff. Like I'm not going to hate on anyone else's hobby. But like there are people who claim to be witches on TikTok, and there is a guy who goes through and he dares them to curse him. And they send him like curses and stuff like that. And he's like, nothing's happened to me. Now, I wouldn't take that. So like, that's the point. Like I'm a skeptic, but I wouldn't take that chance. That's somebody who's like, I'm a non-believer. You can't hurt me. Now, I thought you guys would find it interesting that the new it thing to do is to order your spells on Etsy.
Oh, love that.
Yeah. So obviously Etsy, if you guys don't know, like, I mean, I know you know, but if you're listening, you don't know what Etsy is. It's online, handmade, and like unique vintage items. But it's become a breeding ground for witchcraft. It says, according to this article from Airmail, it says on the site, prices range from $1.37 to $50,000, which is a pact that apparently includes selling your soul. So not only are you paying 50 grand, you're also selling your soul to do whatever this is. I know Steph's looking at me like, oh my God. Now, with witches and warlocks offering various services at differing levels of experience. So if you want to know where you meet your soulmate, maybe there's a tarot card reading witch for that. What about bringing back your stubborn ex? I mean, you could call us. We're not witches, and we'll do it for free. Or
I mean, don't say we aren't. You don't know that.
Etsy's got rules on this, and I thought you guys would find this funny. You guys ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the website clearly states that it prohibits the sale of metaphysical services, including Reiki and distance healing, spell casting, prayers, rituals, and items with a metaphysical outcome, aka attracting wealth, love, gambling luck, more business, employment opportunities, or assistance with legal or relationship situations. But some witches have had their Etsy storefronts taken down because of this. The policy does not seem to be tightly enforced, and many, many more are still in business. And I guess a New York-based Etsy witch and psychic told them that they were able to cover the daily expenses of their life doing this. They said, think of it as like a second-year marketing position salary. So that's I don't work in marketing, but I imagine that's not bad, right? So some people were using this, like they saw a huge uptick when the playoffs for the NBA were happening because the New York Knicks were in, and a lot of New Yorkers were buying like Knicks luck on Etsy.
Oh, yeah.
Now they did make it to the third round, so they did pretty good, but they didn't make it to the finals. So my question to you is, have you guys ever done any of this, any witchcraft related things, ever been in the room for that makes you believe it? Like, I know that like Motley Crue, Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue wrote all their songs. One of their albums, he like got really into dark magic. And people swore at his house that there were really crazy things happening. So I wanted to know from you guys, have you ever done anything like this?
Have I ever dabbled in dark magic?
Or if you've ever been around a table, you have a friend that reads tarot cards. You did a magic, anything.
How much time do we have?
Like, you have that much?
I've dabbled in magic because I need something to believe in. Yeah, like I have friends that do tarot. I've had my cards read. I love having my cards read. I also, you know what? We talked about this. I love a good TikTok witch. And when they say, stop scrolling, this is meant for you, no hashtags, I believe them.
Do you stop scrolling?
Oh, always. And then when they write save, like I save it. When they press like comment, I don't comment. I want to, but I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want my friends to see that commenting witch talk. Yeah. But like when they say like share, I share. I listen blindly to TikTok, which is always because I'm like, this is meant for me and 40 other 1,000 people. But no, I've dabbled. I had my, not my fortune, but like, I went to, what's the word for it? Why am I a psychic? I went to a psychic. I would buy a spell on Etsy. I would. I'm one breakdown away from buying a spell on Etsy. Yes. Yeah.
Now, would you buy it for yourself or would you buy it to say, do something to someone else? Because you can buy curses. They're expensive.
No, I don't dabble in dark magic. I simply don't, Adam. Come on now.
All right.
No, I that stuff's scary. I would like maybe if like maybe a luck spell for my friend or something, or like a luck spell for a family member. Nothing dark. I don't think, like, all jokes aside, I don't think we know enough about magic to play with it like that.
I don't. Research been done on that?
Stop it! Don't laugh at me from across the Atlantic Ocean about magic.
Steph,
we don't know enough.
Steph, what about you?
Yeah, I've had my tarot cards read. I've been to a Reiki healer, and like they're intuitive. I wouldn't call them a psychic, but they're like intuitive.
Oh.
So
do they give you like a direction to go in with your life? Like, what is it that you get out of tarot cards or Reiki or whatever this stuff is?
Yeah.
Because Reiki is like where they tickle your back, right?
Reiki is like energy healing where they don't touch you.
They don't touch you.
I think they lightly put their hands like over you, but they don't touch you.
It's energy healing.
It's energy healing. Yeah.
Okay. The one thing I have done is what's the thing where they hold the thing up in front of your face, it goes back.
Hypnotized.
I have been hypnotized.
What?
And it's crazy.
When?
Did it work?
It happened like 10 years ago. I did it for a radio bit and it ended up like unearthing some pretty dark stuff. And it's crazy because like my co-host at the time, Blake, we did a whole bunch of stuff. Like she like waxed my chest and like we did some other crazy like whatever. So then we went and we got this done. And this woman was so kind and so sweet and amazing. And I remember like waking up and there were tears streaming down my face. And Blake was like shocked looking at me. And it wasn't like anything that bad, but like sadness that you carry, right? And I remember saying to her, this is so deep and stupid. I hate myself that I'm about to say this.
Say it.
But she was like, I remember saying to her, I'm like, okay, so what I found out from this is that there's me and then there's the me that everybody knows. And she said, she's like, that's the same for everybody. She's like, because like that's a very obvious concept. Like, you know, there's the you at home who's like walking around eating Doritos in your underwear, and then there's the you that you're presenting when you go to work and you're all dressed up nice and whatever. That's clear. But like, there's like a subconscious you, and it had been so long since I'd reached out to that it made me it made me cry, and like it was crazy. Like the hypnosis is for real.
So you believe in magic is what you're saying.
No, that's not magic.
Yeah,
It's a version of your own consciousness. That's real.
But that's like magic though.
How is that like magic?
Yeah.
Because that's like energy.
That's believing in something. And also it's like, I mean, whether it be tarot, whether it be, psychics, etc., it's a different level of consciousness. That's the magic in it. And you were accessing a different level of consciousness. And it sounds like you were learning about masking and like ego versus self and all of these things. And I feel like when you're able to go deeper, that's magic.
I agree.
You think so, huh?
Yeah.
I think you guys are just shoehorning this in to make it just seem like I believe in magic too.
Hypnosis is not medical.
It is though. I'm pretty sure it is. Like there is like they can prove hypnosis though. They can prove hypnosis exists.
I don't know about
I'm pretty sure they can. Can they? Hold on.
They can also prove astrology.
They prove. No, they cannot.
Yeah, true.
I think they can. I think they can, Adam. And I don't think you want to believe in that magic.
Hypnosis, its existence as a phenomenon is well documented and supported by scientific research. So it's not magic. It's science.
Wow.
All right?
Okay, but it's still magic.
Tomato, okay?
Okay, all right. Now, with Jax over in the UK, we did get some questions. So we've renamed this segment due to our amazing listeners. And it's called I'm Dying to Know now, okay?
I love it.
Which is actually such a better name. So, Jax, tell me about your favorite teacher. Why are they your favorite teacher? Go. That's from Diana.
Oh my God, my favorite teacher? Yeah. Oh, damn. Off the top of my head, Mrs. Knowlton. She was my grade, I think she was my grade primary teacher. And she was just lovely. And I think that she was my introduction to school. So I'm going to go with her because I loved most of my teachers, except for, well, I loved them, but I don't think they loved me as a teenager. I'm so sorry to all of you. I'm so sorry.
I want to shout out three. My grade 3 teacher, Mr. Holmes, who was just an excellent guy and always called me on my bullshit, which I loved, but also was like, he was one of those teachers that if you did something good, you got this thing called a pass where you got to earn like time off class. And then for your birthday, if you earned 8 passes, you would get the day off school. Like you get to play on the computer all day at school. But you'd have to be like civically involved for this though. You'd have to like help clean up. You'd have to like whatever. And then it was amazing. So like they had this whole pass system. Everybody wanted the computer passes. They were pink, but there were other passes that you could have. So love that. Mr. Whitaker, who encouraged and indulged my love for history in grade 8. Love Mr. Whitaker. He was a very funny guy and I loved him. And then I had Mr. McDonald, who was my grade 9 French teacher. And I never took French again. But Mr. McDonald loved to talk to me and my buddies about music. Specifically, he was a big Rolling Stones fan. And you know, when that teacher reaches you on that level and you're like, wow, you like something cool too? Yeah. So those are my 3.
Who doesn't have a Mr. or Mrs. McDonald that they love?
Especially if you're from the East Coast of Canada. Everybody's had a Mr. McDonald.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Jax. What is something, this is from Katie. Oh, I love this question. What is something you do not get the hype about that everybody else seems to love?
Olives. I don't understand.
Now we have an Italian in the room with me.
I know. And I like salt. I like pickled things. I like food in general, but I can't get into olives. They make me feel sick. And I would love to love them.
That's wild behavior.
Yeah.
But like, what is it? Because even when they're stuffed with cheese, and I love things that are stuffed with cheese, I can't get into them. I can't.
Any color olive you don't like?
Any color. I'm dying. Like maybe when I come back to Canada, we can have some olives together.
I'm interested.
So Steph, since you're an olive expert, How many olives can you have at the grocery store before you're stealing? Because everybody tries an olive.
Okay, that honestly grosses me out. I've never tried an olive at a grocery
You never
store.
Really?
No, and I try not to get them from like the communal.
Where do you
olives.
get them?
Just the jars, because it creeps me out.
Okay, all right.
Or
This
like
is
A special Italian store.
Pre-packaged ones, yeah.
the special Italian store that only the Italians
Yeah,
know
probably like a good Italian food. Yes, the Italian
Man,
markets.
It's true.
Oh, hell
Honestly,
yeah.
you have to go to, if you want the best, you got to get the best. And
Yeah.
Italians, what I love about Italian culture is it's like it matters. The ingredients matter. It matters that you take your time building this meal for the family. It really does. I love that. Okay, hype that I don't understand. I'm gonna go. This is tough as right off the bat because Jax mentioned food. I'm instantly gonna say cilantro because I don't like cilantro.
Oh,
But-
come on.
Really, you like cilantro?
I love cilantro. Yes, I
Cilantro.
love cilantro. I love cilantro. I would have a cilantro salad right now. It is 11:30 p.m. and I would.
So-
and their taste is so tasty.
So for me, if I have cilantro anywhere, if there's like a whiff of it in the food, I can eat it, and I do eat it. I'm not that bad about it, but it wrecks it. It takes over the taste for
Does
me.
it taste like soap to you?
does.
That's what people say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I think you either love it or you hate it.
yes, and it's a genetic
Yeah.
thing apparently.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm
it's like
you know what?
you're predispositioned.
Can I be honest though? Like cilantro is like one of those things. Like there's certain, I feel this way about certain books and certain art. Like I didn't get Twilight. I didn't get the hype. I didn't get, I didn't like, there's certain things,
You
right? Like we're
weren't a
talking about things we didn't get the
girl,
hype. Yeah.
Adam.
I wasn't a teenage
What a
girl, but
reference.
everybody's like, I love this. Oh my God, it's so good. And I was like, man, I want to love this as much as you love this, right? Because it seems like so
I don't
exciting.
think it was built for you, honey.
What's that?
I don't think Twilight was built for you.
I don't think it was either. But
at the
cilantro,
beginning.
people that love cilantro are like, this is the greatest gift
Yeah.
to me. And I feel like my entire life, I'm going to miss out on it.
Yeah, I love cilantro also.
It kind of sucks.
Oh.
Yeah, you love cilantro. Okay.
Yummy.
All right.
Yum.
Now, I didn't expect that to become about food, but it's Jackson and I, so you just never know. Okay. Okay. Scott wants to know this. Scott's Toy Room. What do you think your midlife crisis thing will be? Mine has been collecting childhood toys and comics. I think a lot of people go back to that. And I think that's actually kind of cool because it's like something you can do forever.
Yeah,
You know, it's like what
I
people
love
used to
that.
do, like collecting stamps and books and, you know, whatever else. What would be your midlife crisis thing? What do you think it'll be?
Going to London randomly?
No, come
no.
on. It's called a vacation.
I think, I think my midlife crisis,
It's a good
it'll
question.
be some sort of, it'll be something rustic. It'll involve woodwork that I don't know enough about.
Mhm.
And it will involve like machinery. That's all I can tell you right
Yes,
now.
you'll have
tools,
you'll
power
have
tools.
projects. You'll have projects.
I will
won't
have
you?
projects that are far, far beyond my skill set, and it will take over my life. I will lose everyone, and then I will have some sort of vintage car to drive to and from the hardware
yes.
store in. Yeah,
Yes. Vintage
Yeah.
SUV you should get. you
yeah.
know?
Oh
Like an
my
old-
God, please,
An
yes.
old Land Rover. Like, you know,
Oh,
by
what
the way,
about you?
speaking of Land Rovers, British and so poorly made. The at least the more recent ones, don't buy them. Get the old Discoveries; those are the good ones.
Whoa,
no, not
okay.
Discoveries. Sorry, excuse me, not Discoveries. Get the Land Cruisers, like the 1970s ones. Those are the good ones. Okay, so for me, clearly, so I have this thing. I've always had this thing for cars. I had a 1973 Ford Mustang, which I used to drive Jax around in. And
sounds free.
and
Yep.
it was post-divorce. So I feel like that counts as midlife, even though I was in my early 30s. But I've sold it. The other thing is I do really like a great men's watch. And I don't have the money to dabble in watches. So the watches I get are like $200 and
No.
$300. And I'm wearing that gold one that you like, Jax.
I love that gold one, and I'm gonna get upset with you in a second. I'll let you finish though.
Okay, because I don't like because you want to get into watches like Tom Brady's, you know, chronograph, Rolex, you know, whatever was like 350 grand, right? I don't have that kind of money. But what I like to do right now with the money that I have is find a watch that is really well made, or find one of these micro brands that's really well made. You can rely on the craftsmanship. It's, it's a winder, or it's solar, or it's, whatever. And you get all the same stuff out of it that you would with a Rolex, and people who know watches like it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be outrageously expensive to do. You could just go out and actually, do your research, have a little bit of taste that works for you. And it's fun. I don't know. Am I talking too much?
I'm just going to say, I want more for your crisis. I want more for your midlife crisis.
Cars and watches are not enough for you?
No, I think a watch is fabulous and I think it's fun, but I think it's far too reasonable and I think it's far too responsible. And I want you to like shave your head and like start like riding a dirty motorbike. Like, I want you to do something. I want you to do something crusty.
Okay.
I want you to do something dank. And I want it to be like really out of the blue. Maybe we're kind of worried, but we're also kind of like into it.
Okay.
And I don't think that a gold watch that winds up will do that for me. And I'd love you to have a watch. I think you deserve a watch, but I also want you to have a mini breakdown, like, but a good breakdown. You know what I mean?
I like that. Well, but maybe I just need to work harder on my breakdown, I guess. Okay. Before we go, quick recommendations, Jack. What do you got? What do you got?
Okay, so Running Point, it's on Netflix. I think there's like some of the folks from The Office that are writing it, but it's a sports show, and it's about an NBA franchise, in a fictional NBA franchise in Los Angeles, and it is funny and it is fun, and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm also learning about sports.
Oh, I like that.
Basketball.
Okay.
Yeah, Running Point on Netflix. Very funny.
I will check it out. I am going to turn the recommendation segment around because I need help. Okay. I have had multiple sets of AirPod Pros, right? And I think mine are coming to the end of their life. And I have found that with AirPods, they disconnect. You can't always hear people properly. How many times, Jax, have you been on the phone with me and you're like, Adam, I can't even hear you? And I'm wondering.
Yeah, no, they're a mess.
Is there a better fit? And I have an iPhone. It's yellow. Jax makes fun of me for it all the time.
Banana phone.
The banana phone, the duck phone. My daughter calls it the duck phone, literally.
I love that.
I want to know if there's better AirPod adjacent, like earphones out there. And I know that they're expensive, but for me, I listen, I wear them and I use them every day, and I use them for business and I use them whatever. I run a podcast business. I need good headphones. So I need these to last. I need them to be good. And I need your recommendations, please, because I'm not tech savvy at all. So if anybody uses that one on an iPhone and it works for you, I would love to know what you have. Is that fair?
I feel that's fair. I love that. I love that you just used the part where we say what we were listening to or watching to solicit for advice on what product to buy to talk on the phone with.
I'm literally doing a TikTok on this. Like, I'm just going to sit in front of my...
Yes.
And I'm going to see what people say. Cause man, I almost feel like what I might do is like do a TikTok and then like try them out and then see like what people say or whatever, use them for a week or two. Cause like, I'm not a tech person at all.
I love your content. When you're in your TikTok girly era, I love it. Go on TikTok and ask for everybody's opinion. Go on live. I want to see
Go
this.
on live.
Like, yes, babe. Like, ask the people. They will give you what you need.
All right. The people that listen, thank you so much for listening. And remember to like and to subscribe and to share with all your friends. Jax, we missed you this week, but it was so much fun. You in London. And I can't wait to hear how Dublin goes because I've heard it's a riot.
Gonna have a good time here. Bye. I love you. I miss you. I'll be back hopefully safe. Hopefully, I shouldn't say it like that.
You'll be safe.
Okay. Yeah, I will.
Cool.